early 2021, Google came and said, no more cookies. So every single website will collect cookies. It's going to be a cookieless world. But what does that mean? Not all cookies will be demolished. They will not go into extinction, not all of them. The third-party data cookie, it's going to be demolished, it's not going to be saved, but as an owner of a publication or a website, you will still have your own first-party data cookie, which what the people are doing on your own website. But what does it mean for brands if we don't have a third-party data cookie as we go, right? The disconnection of conversions, that's what's really happening. So today, as we mentioned, affiliate networks or any kind of a performance network, if they will not allow as a browser similar to Safari, Google, Chrome, Firefox, any browser you use, to pass that information from website to another, that person clicked from here, that's his ID as a cookie, and then landed and bought that product, it will be broken at some point. That will not help us as marketeers or marketeers in the room to be able to track that kind of a conversion. Last touch attribution. We have something called the MTA, which is the multi-touch attribution. Today, us as people, if we want to buy something, usually we go to the search engine, right? We put, I want to buy this, or like flying to whatever, and then you see it on the SEM or the SEO, brands will be pushed up. You click on that on Google, you go to the landing page, you buy, right? But at some point, you are on any other website or a publication, you sold, let's say, Qatar Airways. You saw that ad, you clicked on it, you went to the website, perfect, you did not buy, you left. In 2 days you came back and you remembered, I did not book my ticket from Qatar Airways. You put Qatar Airways, you go to Google, you click there, you go to the landing page, you buy from Qatar Airways. At that time the conversion is for who? For Google, right? Because for the SEM, for the campaign that you have done from an SEM perspective, but in the chain, you clicked before on an ad 2 days ago, you landed on the website, and because of that advertisement, you remembered Qatar Airways and then you landed on the website. So that kind of an attribution will be eliminated as well, and that's not fair for any kind of a different advertising company. We spoke about cookies, right? So now, even with the zero-party data, it will be limited to the brand as we mentioned, because as big as you can be as a brand, you will have limited kind of information about the people and the customers that you have. You might have 100,000, 200,000 customers if you're a super big brand, right? But then that cannot help you to expand or to go further. So now in the marketing and advertising, they are looking into two things as main. Something called UDID2.2 and ID5. Have you heard about it? So UDID2.2, there's a lot of companies today in the Europe market or in the MENA market that are working on unifying the identity, because when Google came and said, I'm removing the IDs, I'm removing the cookies, Apple said the same. They're going to try to monopolize everything. And how much I like the ad from Apple. They have done something on the little bit on the side where they launched their own DSP, right? It's the Apple DSP, where you can only target iPhone users. At some point you told me my idea will not be shared with everyone, and you're not going to be doing anything about it. But then at some point you went and said, I'll have a DSP for Apple, and you'll be able to target Apple people. So that was not a nice move, but however, that's the market, that's the monopoly, and that's how it works. So Google are there, they're doing the same, why not? So the UDID 2.2, it will allow as well ad tech companies and advertisers to go back in the game. Which means is that even if we don't have a UDID, which is called MAID, which is for iOS and Android identifiers on applications, or if we don't have a cookie, that UDID 2.2, when it start getting integrated in the likes of TTD, in the likes of Adform, the likes of Xlate, the likes of any other DSP, third-party DSP outside the bigger DSPs, all of the publishers as suppliers, or if you heard about SSPs, supply chain websites that integrate in one main point that speaks to demand in the market, they will be able to understand that. And ID5, which is as well the same identity as a unified identity across a lot of different websites that you will be able to still target. So hopefully we will not be falling under the monopoly that they're trying to push us all to, which is the big mammoth about the Meta and Google and Amazon DSP now and Apple DSP. We will still have the way in between to be able to still do better marketing, better ad tech, give more solutions to the market where we can still advertise for people. On the blockchain side, again, if any company as an owner of a business will want to give the security and give the people the consent and the transparency of where their data is going and who is utilizing their data, that's the best solution to trust them, because it's going to be on a ledger that you can enter any day and every day. Because today, as much as I can tell you your data is safe and I'm not sharing it with anyone, it might be a bit of a question mark as how I can tell that you're not sharing that data with anyone. It might be a big question mark. But when you put that data on the ledger, on the blockchain, and every single data touch point goes from point A to point B, you as a person with that code for your information can tell where to go. You will be able to give the transparency and the traceability on that.